What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing a beer from the Ozark Beer Company, and they're out of Rogers, Arkansas, and this is their BDCS, aka Bourbon Double Cream Stout, and this is the 2023 release. So this is a double cream stout that is aged in bourbon barrels, and it comes in at 10.3% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed. Time of review, and this can is approximately 4 months old. I'm going to give a huge thanks, shout out once again to a very good friend of mine and a viewer of the channel, Sierra Hotel, for this beer. So absolutely huge thanks to him for this one. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies he hooked me up with. He hooked me up with 10 different amazing sounding beers. And this was like the only one I never heard about, period. I never heard about the brewery, never heard about the beer. In fact, when I was doing the unboxing, I was like, Ozark Beer Company, where are they from? The Ozarks? Like, and in very small print, I don't even know how, you probably won't even see it, but where it says Ozark Beer Company right here, right underneath it, it says Rogers, Arkansas. And can I barely read that? It's like 72756, which I'd imagine is the zip code. But anyway, I looked on their Instagram and on their website to get a little bit more information about this beer. BDCS, kind of like Bourbon County Stout, right? BCBS, right? So kind of in that realm. But this is like an Imperial / double cream stout. They age in bourbon barrels. I don't know if they use lactose. There's, some cream stouts that use lactose, some don't. Like a lot of times if you look at the style guidelines like BJCP or like whatever, it'll say like milk / cream stout a lot of times, or it used to anyway. So I don't know much about this beer other than it's 10.3% aged in bourbon barrels. It's a double cream stout, and it's the 2023 release sent to me by Sierra Hotel. We're gonna crack this one open, get in the glass, see what we got going on. So I'm really curious to see. I've never heard of Ozark, never heard about this beer or anything. So new brewery for me, and that looks wild. All right, so it looked a lot thicker when I first started pouring. I'm drinking this entire thing tonight, so I'm gonna get a good pour here. Yeah, so pouring out, it looked like thick originally, and then it kind of like started thinning out. It looked more like a very dark brown as opposed to like a straight up black. But I'm not going to shit you in terms of how it looks. It looks pretty fucking fantastic in the glass. Like, yeah, it's more of a dark brown. At the bottom here, it has like almost like a ruby red, it's almost like a magenta color. Like it's kind of different. It's not, it almost looks like there's like, have you ever had like a stout brewed with like some kind of berry, like a raspberry, strawberry? It kind of has like more a reddish tinge at the bottom here. But as you go up, it gets darker brown into black. Had about a 2-finger of the straight up brown colored head. Looks super creamy to begin with. Now it's more frothy looking. Hold it up to the light. Yeah, you definitely see more of a light to the bottom here. And this is where I say it looks like Dr. Pepper or root beer or Coke or something. And it kind of does, outside of the head being as big as it is. But it looks nice. Not gonna lie, it looks really nice. In this glass, it looks really, really nice. And then the alcohol legs are definitely present as well. Anyway, let's get a nose. Ooh, the bourbon. Definitely. Wow. In my face. Oh. It smells beautiful. It smells like a mixture of bourbon, vanilla, and chocolate. Like all intertwined. Almost like this is like pastry-esque. But I don't think there's any adjuncts outside of maybe lactose in here. Yeah, bourbon screaming. A lot of vanilla, a lot of oak. Bourbon, it's not really peppery. It's like more sweet caramel, like caramelized sugars. It's an underlying roasted kind of malt quality, maybe a touch of coffee. And I've mentioned this recently, but it kind of smells like when you go to a share or maybe like a beer fest or something akin to that, and you've had a pour of like a big beer, like a big barrel-aged beer, or maybe a big Imperial Stout, and you get to maybe you drink the entire pour, right? And you just go and smell that cup and that like slight umami, sweet, caramelized sugar intensity. That's what I'm getting in the nose here. It really smells, it smells sweet, decadent, rich in that realm, but not over the top. I just went back. I got a huge woody kind of component from the barrel. A little bit of like a nuttiness too. More dark fruits now are coming to the forefront, like cherry, plum. Maybe a touch of like a dark grape, like a red grape, even a black grape. This is all over the place. Is it cohesive? Not really. But there are a lot of different characteristics in the nose that I'm enjoying. Smells quite unique. That's where I'll leave it. Let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks to Sierra Hotel for this one. Never heard of this brewery, never heard of this beer, but hopefully it's delicious. Cheers. Pretty fucking good. It's pretty good. Let me go back in. This is very light on its feet for something that is bringing a lot of delicious characteristics to the forefront. The body and mouth, let me go back for a notice before I start saying dumb shit that I regret, which is my channel in a nutshell. Some people would drink this, right? And I'm not saying I wouldn't be one of those people, because right now, as I'm drinking this, there's a lot of thoughts running through my mind. The first thought is, this is very thin, and the mouthfeel is not that great. But then I'm thinking this is 10.3%, it's a big barrel-aged double cream stout. And I'm like, after those first 3 sips, this might be the most drinkable 10+% beer maybe I've ever had. Honestly. Well, I should say darker beer. I've had some crazy triple IPAs that taste like they're, like 7% or whatever. Let me take another sip. The body on this is like higher side of medium, right? 7.3%. It's thin, right? It's not watery, it's just thin. The mouthfeel, it's a little bit more spritzy and carbonated on the palate, where a lot of times when I drink beers like this, I feel like a smooth, creamy essence to the mouthfeel really works wonders. It's smooth. It just doesn't have a creaminess to it. And it's a little bit more carbonated. It's like moderately carbonated. So it's almost refreshing. It's almost a this is a train wreck of a review. This is almost like a refreshing barrel-aged double cream stout. I mean, that's review's done. The forefront, there's a nice, like, lightly roasted malt character that I get hit with. There's also chocolate. It's a little bit of coffee. The chocolate's more of like a 50-60% cacao bar. Like it's like more of a bittering with a little bit of sweetness from the chocolate. There's caramelized sugars. There's definitely huge brown sugar, caramel, toffee vibes, right? For sure. As it passes through, though, the barrel hits a little earlier than a lot of other beers I've had as far as barrel aging goes. This hits like maybe a third away through the palate, maybe like halfway through, like dead center. And it's a lot of vanilla. It's a lot of oak. It's the vanillins, but not like straight on. Like they're kind of disjointed as like vanilla then oak. And as it continues on, the bourbon comes in. And again, it's more, I get hit like a second blast of the caramel, toffee, brown sugar notes, a little bit of honey, a slight peppery kind of bourbon note, very slight. And then it finishes with this nice, semi-dry, mildly bitter kind of finish. This is definitely a sweeter barrel-aged double cream stout, but it's not cloying. It's just definitely a little sweeter as a whole. 10.3%, nice warming in the chest, nothing on the palate. There's an underlying like marzipan, generic like nuttiness too. Maybe a little molasses. This is a fucking strange beer. This is really strange. Like, it's disjointed to some degree. I'm sitting here saying things like refreshing, barrel-aged double cream stout. But it is. Like, this is like a beer that I'd like to drink on like a warm July night. Like, if I wanted, a barrel-aged beer in the middle of summer, like this, I would go for something like this. The drinkability is through the roof for a 10+% beer. That dark fruit character too on the finish, I'm getting again like a darker, like a red grape, a little plum. I dig this. Is it amazing? It's not amazing, but nowadays it's tough to be unique when you're doing barrel-aged stouts of any kind or like any kind of like hazy beers, right? And I think this stands out from the crowd in a positive way. It says hard work, honest beer. First beer from Ozark, and I'm not disappointed. I didn't know what to make of this one based on the lack of information on the can, but then looking it up, I really didn't get a ton of information. It's basically a double cream stout in bourbon barrels. It's 10.3%. It was the 2023 release, and that's all I know about it. And I will say right now, I feel pretty good after drinking this. You know, a nice warm in the chest. I'm starting to feel it a little bit. But at the end of the day, while it's disjointed, you know, to some degree, and the mouthfeel and the body are lacking for what you would want out of the style, I still think it works well for what I'm drinking. Like, it's a mind fuck of a beer, but in a positive way. So Ozark Beer Company, their BDCS, aka Bourbon Double Cream Stout, the 2023 release sent to me by the super generous Sierra Hotel. I'm gonna give this high 4.25 and go 4.3. I think that's where this one lands. It's super refreshing, super drinkable, and holy shit, I don't think I'll ever say refreshing barrel-aged like stout ever again in my life, but like, gotta be honest with you. And as dumb as that sounds, and maybe I get mocked for it, and maybe people call me an idiot, which a lot of people do, got to be honest with my reviews, and that's where this one lands, and it's really good. It's not amazing, but it's fucking pretty goddamn tasty. So thanks to Sierra Hotel for throwing this one in. Again, a brewery I never really heard of, and I hope to try more down the line if I can get my hands on them at some point. Price point availability, this is where I'll say, I'll always say when I don't know about a brewery, like, I don't know, and then I'll start guessing. I have no idea on the availability or the price point on this one. Sierra Hotel, if you know, let me know. If anybody watches this, has had Ozark beer, let me know. I can't even begin to guess. I just hope that like people in Arkansas can get their stuff. I'd imagine you got to go to the brewery for certain releases. I don't know. These are really tasty in such a unique way. So if you've ever had anything from Ozark, if you've had this beer, if you've had other beers, let me know. If you know anything about the brewery, let me know. It's a new brewery to my channel, but also a new brewery to me in general. There's so many breweries out there that I have no idea exist. And this is one of them. And now I'm happy I know about them because I'd like to try more. So huge thanks to your hotel for this beer. Thanks to everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. I'm going to go drink the rest of this and be super refreshed. I'm an idiot. Anyway, till the next one. Cheers.